Hello, hello, hello. We are live. We're going to be chatting with Jordan today. I am super excited about this because she has had multiple sessions with me and I just absolutely adore her. So if you are catching this live, just say hey so that we can see that you're here with us. Otherwise, comment #replay so I can try and keep track of the algorithm. Let's see. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties on my end. Give me 1 second here. We're just gonna get rid of it. Okay. La-di-da-di-da. So I'm gonna hop on my phone and make sure that everyone is seeing what they should be seeing. And if you're live, say hey. Oops. Okay, so before we get started, I do want to remind everyone that I have the biggest giveaway that I have ever done in my entire career since 2018. And I want you to be a part of it if you have any interest of coming into the studio. Like, there are 3 winners this year. I've never done that. And like the added value of all 3 prizes is over $11,000. So it's definitely something that you want to take advantage of. If you're wanting the link to enter, just go ahead and comment below and I can share it with you. The entries, they do close on the 13th. So we only have a few days left to enter. So definitely go do that. I want to give you all the gifts. Like, my love language is gift giving. So like, please indulge me. But anyways, I am super excited to chat with Jordan. Hey, Katie. And really just start picking her brain even more and sharing with you guys what her session experiences were like. So let's go ahead and bring her on.
Hi.
Hey, Jordan, how are you?
Good. How about you?
I am super excited about this. So as you know, you've had multiple sessions with me, and I really want to start from the very beginning. So what really got you on the journey of wanting to look into boudoir, and like, how did that whole process look for you?
Yeah. So I actually found you on TikTok in early 2020.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning of the year, I had a bit of a breakdown and did attempt to end my own life due to some unresolved trauma of my assault in college. I was sexually assaulted, and with everything that was going on in the world,
Yeah.
I just felt so powerless. I saw your TikTok, and really what kind of tickled my fancy is that your client closet went up so high. I spoke to my boyfriend, husband now, and he said, "Well, why don't you do it?"
We love him.
I looked him dead in the face. I said, "What? No, no,
Me?
no." And there was a lot of encouragement from his side to reach out and talk to you. And then I found my favorite evil plot hole. You did couple sessions.
Yes.
So as I had insecurities involving all of this, he offered to do it with me, and all of a sudden things didn't seem so scary to go alone.
I love Kenny. Kenny is king.
He is. He's the best.
So let's chat about leading up to your session. So I know you kind of like roped him into that. How did that conversation go?
So, of course, like any good partner, he was trying to hype me up at all hours of the day after I had my consultation with you, and I felt so much more comfortable after you and I chatted. I
Yeah.
felt like this actually was going to be good, and my plus size body wasn't just going to be like a marketing tool. I was panicked, and Kenny and I both sat down, and he asked me how it would feel for me if he also did the shoot.
Yeah.
And I really thought about it and wondered, and I decided, yeah, let's do it. We're young, and so much was going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
we
that was around COVID, right?
Yep.
So-
Yeah.
So you guys are just like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's do
We
this.
got the time. Realistically, we could all die tomorrow. Why
Yeah.
not? And he had a suit he had bought for a job interview or something. And he was like, "Can I wear my suit again?" So excited. And of course, if he had a reason to wear the suit, okay, he was down.
I love that. So let's kind of give everyone a perspective. How far did you guys travel to come see me?
Yeah. So at the time, you were in the Norfolk studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in Maryland near about the Annapolis area. So it was a solid like 3-4 hour drive.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you guys were like, this is worth it. Like, we have to do this. So let's just kind of fast forward to the session day. What were you guys feeling like coming into the studio?
So Kenny was excited, hyped up, ready to go. It was like game time for him. I, on the other hand, was shaking in the car on the drive, like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so scary. I don't know. I'm about to be in my underwear. I'm naked.
What if we just didn't show up?
Literally, like we were at the hotel near your old studio, and he's like, come on, like he's like, let's just do it. We're already here. Let's just go. He said, if you hate him, we won't even need to show him to anybody. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll hold on to that. And then we got in the studio, and your lovely, lovely makeup team just completely me. Victoria's Secreted me up.
Yes. So talented.
Yes.
I always tease. I'm just like, I want to live my Kardashian life and have you guys come in. Hold on, I have a sneeze. Oh God. Oh, there's another one that's just like hanging out there. Anyways,
bless you for now. Bless you later.
Thank you. But I always tease. I'm just like, can I just have you guys live with me and like do my hair and makeup every single day, because this is out of this world. So was that like, would you say that was your favorite part, or like what was your favorite part of the experience?
So really my favorite part was going through the client closet with you.
Yeah.
As we were like prepping, I think it was either before or after makeup. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And seeing how much you had and going through it and me being able to tell you, yeah, I really don't want to show here. I don't want to show there. And there was no judgment on your end. There was just that automatic, okay, you don't want to show your stomach, fine, cool. I got other options. And it just felt very much like this was for me. I was excited. It was really awesome. And then, of course, the reveal after always.
Oh my God. Oh, that's my favorite. It's like where you get to see everything like come together and like see the vision, because I'm sure you can also agree, like when you're in the session itself and you're in these poses, you're probably just like, this does not feel cute.
Oh, not at all. And then there was also me mad at myself. I didn't take yoga more beforehand. So I'm there stretching and I feel like I'm shaking. I'm like, there's no way I look hot right now. I feel like I look like a dying whale. Like, what are we doing? And then, of course, I see photos and I'm like, wow, witchcraft.
Yes. And I always tease, I'm like, even if you shake, like I'm not taking video. We can't see it in the photos. Like you look amazing. Trust me. Okay, so let's chat, especially with the couple session, like post session. What was your guys' experience like seeing everything?
So we spoke, him and I, so much in that period after we went to lunch while we were waiting for you to get some stuff set up to show us the reveal. And it was such a bonding experience for the two of us. It really kind of was like our first big like couple thing. And even now, my favorite one, the one I called like the Lizzo shot with Kenny in it, I'm laying across the bed, our hands up in our room. Even now, I absolutely love it so much. Even as we both sit there, sweatpants, no makeup on, 4 days at a time. It's just great to know that we got to document that point in time in our lives and really get closer because of it.
Yes. Okay. So let's kind of switch gears. So we had the couple session first.
Yes.
And then that kind of geared you up for your solo session. So walk us through like what made you want to come back?
Because I wanted more pictures of just me because I look so good and nothing in life is guaranteed. So I wanted some hot ones of just me.
Yes.
Gotta be honest here. In the second go round, no nerves. No
Yeah,
nerves.
I was gonna say it was like night and day. Like you came in and you're like, bitch, like let's try this. I brought these, like those shoes. I remember those shoes. Like what were they, like 4-inch platform shoes?
Yes, the black boots.
Yes. Oh my God. Obsessed.
Love
Obsessed with them. And then you also did the wings as well. And this time you came in with an extra accessory.
Yes, I did. Yes. My very suggestive engagement ring photos that I absolutely adore.
I was screaming when you shared that in the group. Like, how long was it? It was a couple months before your session, and you shared that in the group. I died. I was on the floor screaming, kicking my legs like a giddy little schoolgirl. I was like, oh my God, Kenny and Jordan are engaged. And she's coming in and we get to show off the rock. Like, it's going to be so much fun.
Oh,
so
it was great.
What was your, not mindset, but what was like your goal or intention, I guess, for round 2? Like, how did you want to express yourself this time?
So I was just, the biggest thing I got from it was to stop apologizing for my existence. Which I feel like is just such a common thing that happens to so many women, that we just feel like we have to apologize for existing, even with anything possibly else going on.
Right.
I just wanted to be there and be like, yeah, this is me, deal with it.
Exactly. And like really giving yourself permission to take up that space.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm sure that, like, you know, being a plus size woman, like that's even more like taboo. Now we've honestly been in such like a beautiful space where like body positivity is like really catching steam. But I feel like when we had our sessions, it was still kind of like not as normalized.
Yes.
So
definitely.
being a plus size woman, how did you feel coming into the studio, and did that change like how you approached anything?
Definitely. So the second time I felt so ready and I felt so seen. The first time I was like, oh, maybe she'll have like 2 things in my size in her closet, and proven wrong. Proven very, very wrong, happily. Just going in, I knew that I could trust the team that was there. I trusted you, and I knew that you didn't hire someone to make me look like a clown makeup wise.
Yep.
I just was so ready to live, I think, because we were not too far out of the horrific parts of COVID. I really was trying to appreciate life.
Right.
Appreciate living in every single day. It was great.
Exactly.
Loved it.
I adore you. So I know that you guys saw my TikTok. Was that kind of like the pinnacle to start like really stalking me and being like, okay, can she do this? So was there any specific like photo or set or something on my website or captions that you saw that you're like, I trust her. I know that she can deliver what I'm looking for?
So I think in the beginning, it really was just looking at your TikTok, and then I went to your website, and then I loved just the photos I saw. I saw so much diversity as far as like everyone looked like, what they had. And it just seemed like you genuinely were in this for the art, not for the paper.
Yes.
And I myself, my degree is in photography. So I'm going to nitpick everything to high hell. So being able to go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's probably a good thing I didn't know that, because then I would have been like, okay, so now we're going to.
No, and that's the thing. I was able to look at everything you did from an emotional angle and from like a technical angle. And I saw no fall, like no fails, nothing that made me question like, oh, is she going to make me look crazy?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Every single bit of it was just great. talking to you. Like, it just felt so wonderful and safe. And we still, as we like chit chat and as our life evolves, I think you gave like a little like tarot reading to Kenny as they were doing my makeup for the second session.
I did.
And you're dead on. Dead on. Like, to the point it's a little unsettling how close you were.
That's crazy. Like, honestly, like, I start saying some things, I'm like, this seems a little like outlandish, but I'm gonna follow it. And the fact that you guys messaged me like a year later, just like under a year, and you're like, hey, so that thing that you said in studio, it's happening.
The big move. We now live in Rhode Island. And we talked to you about Europe, and we actually had our wedding last October in Scotland.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that you did that in Scotland. Yeah. Oh my gosh, how was that? Like, I'm just so curious.
Honestly, it was cheaper than any wedding planning over here.
Amazing.
And it was only 19 people total, including us. So we just had close friends and family.
Yeah.
We loved every single second of it. And everything felt magical. It felt beautiful.
Oh, so this is going to be just like a pro tip for anyone who's watching and planning a wedding. Go to Scotland. And it's going to be great.
It was incredible. We had a castle.
Oh my God.
Fairy tales. Absolute fairy tales. And we planned it out so far in advance. We had time for people to come. And then we actually just did our honeymoon immediately after. And because it was so much cheaper, we did 3 weeks in Europe.
I love that for you guys. Yeah. Like, both of you guys work so hard. And I know that like taking that time to reconnect is so important. So let's get back on track. So solo session came in, you're like, let's fuck shit up. Like,
and I had the tub.
Yes, I did.
Every clawfoot tub dream I've ever had of looking like someone's wealthy widow just completed in that moment.
Just sprawled.
Yes.
So let's say we are through the session. Was it any different? Like, well, of course it's different because it's couples versus solo, but what would you say is the highlight of your solo session?
So for me, it really was like a pride thing. I feel like we don't celebrate ourselves enough as people, especially as women. Like, we just don't do it as much as we should. I was really proud of myself for coming back and going for it. And I knew that I put everything I had into it. And I knew that you were going to do magic. In general, it really kind of kept that momentum going of that self-work that I had been doing so much of between our first session and our second session.
Right.
Absolutely.
So let's kind of talk about post-session. So before we get into the feelings, what have been your favorite products and what have been the things that you've just been looking at constantly?
So what I use the most is the app.
Yes.
Of the apps, nudes on demand, as I joke with it. You ever have a bad day? You just slyly open the app on your phone. You're like, look here.
I am so hot. Like, how dare I have a bad day?
And then mostly the metal prints. They are in the house, our bathroom, our bedroom. They're mostly in there. We've got the giant one of just me in the office above Kenny's desk. And
love that for him.
How they just kind of sparkle.
Yes.
And between all of the moves we've done, I don't need to worry about the metal prints like I would if they were just pictures in glass.
Right.
They're durable. Like,
they're
issue.
Heavy. They're heavy duty.
Yes. You definitely could take somebody out with one of those. Please use anchors if you get them.
Yes. Always safety first. Like, we invested in these products. Like, we want to protect them.
I really see it as like an investment in me too, an investment in us when we did the couple shoot. Yeah. Someday we're all going to hopefully be old and wrinkly, and then we have all this documentation when we were young and hot.
Yes, exactly. So let's kind of fast forward a little bit. And how has doing both of these sessions impacted your own self-love journey going forward? And how has that like shifted your perspective on how you view yourself?
So it's really been great, especially on days that I'm not feeling good about myself, good about the world, whatever. It's definitely really important for me to be able to look back and be like, look, you did that. And
Yeah.
I know just kind of how much struggle I had between the sessions, how much effort I did, how much work I put in. And then something that I've done privately with friends, family, you know, when they're like, oh no, I could never do that. I whip out my own album. I'm like, hey, let's look at my boobs. And I whip that thing out. I'm like, are you sure you can't do it? Because I did it.
Yeah, I did it
No
twice.
problems. Album, and then I've had my other box. I'm like, and here's the other album, just ready to show. And I've had a couple other people who have ended up exploring that option for themselves, just between us having those conversations. Like,
yeah,
I don't need to be so repressed about how I feel. And I'm like, yeah, dude, take your nudes, have fun.
Yes. And like, that is like the thing, like, it is so much more than just taking some fire photos. Like, how would you explain this boudoir experience to someone who has no idea what it is?
It's an investment in yourself. It is. It takes a lot in yourself to buy the outfits, to get to the appointment, to really be willing to like put on the good stuff and have that experience.
Yeah.
And I think it gives you a sense of pride after that you did something that might have been really scary.
Right. Yes.
Oh, I was terrified. And it definitely is a springboard for more self-work and more time, like to really just love yourself. You know, whenever I feel myself lacking on that, I'm like, look, dude, like you have invested in your time, in your love, in yourself as a person. You've got to keep going with it. And I look back at that stuff to kind of draw that energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I love that you're saying like, I do look back on this because there's so many times when we can feel like we're having like a shit day.
Yep.
And that's when I always tell clients, I'm like, when you come in, like, I'm not the photographer for you. If you want like magazine level, like contorting and perfection, like airbrush, that's not me, because I want you to recognize the person that you see in your photos so that when you do have a bad day and you're looking at your album or you're looking at your wallet or you're looking at the mobile app, that you recognize this person. You're like, okay, I might not be feeling great now, but I am still that bitch. And if I can do that, I can do anything. So I absolutely adore that. Like, you still, after how many years? Like, when was your last session?
I think maybe 21.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So it's been like 3 years, almost 4. And it's still such like an amazing reminder of like, I can take
reclaiming. It was reclaiming a power.
Absolutely. You know? So would you say that doing these experiences, did they ever have like a ripple effect into other aspects of your life?
Oh, for sure. Especially even just kind of finding my way back to having a healthy love life after having such a hard mental breakdown.
Right.
And really, when I look at it, I've found myself being so much more supportive of other women and really encouraging other women to like just live and stop apologizing for existing.
Yes.
That's been a big one. I see so many women talk about how, oh, I'm sorry. I said, are you really? You don't need to be.
I love that you call it out.
I do. You have to be. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm plus size. You can't exactly miss me in a room.
Right.
And I think that should be used for good and kind of calling out the double standard. And you don't need to apologize for existing. You don't need to hide yourself if something horrible happened to you. One of the best photos from my solo session, I think I'm laughing in the photo. I think I did something silly. You and I are laughing. And like, you see scars on my body that I was so ashamed of. And I spent so many hours wasted crying over them.
Yeah.
And I see them in these photos and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. Like
Yeah.
they're there. And I'm
And-
still laughing and I'm still in my lingerie and I still look hot and it's not a big deal.
Exactly. And that's what I love about this. It's like, it's really giving you the opportunity to slow down, ground yourself within your body, and seeing these self-proclaimed flaws, and also seeing everything as a whole and being like, I see this, but I am still beautiful regardless.
Yes, it's definitely embracing everything that's gone on and stop trying to pretend like there's parts of me that I need to hide.
Yeah. Or like that don't exist.
Yes. It's
No.
better to be open and willing to just live your life and be who you are and embrace it.
Yes. I the song from Don't Judge Me at Camp Rock, where it's like, this is real.
Yes.
This is me. That came in my head.
It might be the haircut right now. It might be the haircut giving you the flashbacks.
Yes.
This is the Demi Lovato of the time.
It's giving very much, God, when did that come out? Like 2010?
Maybe.
I don't know. That era. It's very much, what is her name? Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
There we go. I was like, it's not Demi Moore. That's not the right, that's an actress. Okay, so we've talked about before, we've talked about during, we've talked about after. Is there anything specific that you would want to share with anyone watching who have maybe been curious about this, but fear is holding them back from finally pulling the trigger?
Yeah. So, do you still do the PayPal thing?
I do.
The payment plans.
Yes.
Let me tell you, it's so much easier getting the payment plan set up. Like that made it absolutely the easiest thing to do. Especially, I think we ended up working out like the monthly payment was under $100 for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big deal. To me, it really just made it easier that there's a way I can kind of just pay for this and not make it like a huge expense at once.
Right. And that's what I love about this. Plus, like, as you know, my love language is gift giving. So not only do I have the prepayment plan that is super flexible, and for anyone watching, I also have Afterpay, Klarna, and Affirm added to the lineup.
Nice.
So we really have a lot of options. But whenever you do pre-purchase any products, I have those bonuses, which you guys took advantage of. Can you remind them of the bonuses that you used?
So for the couple session, I believe it was the app and the shower scene.
Yes, I forgot that we did that.
I went full Monty. All the business out there. Loved it. I had a great time. They look incredible. And then for the second one, I think it was the wings in the tub.
Yes, I remember the wings. I was like, because we had that gorgeous blue bodysuit that it almost looked like watercolor, like fireworks. Like it was so colorful. And then I had like the rust color wings. Like it was the contrast, but also how it all tied in together. Like obsessed. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna have to share in a different post like all the photos that we took, because like I adore you. I love like your story coming in, because like I tell so many people, like you are not going to have the same experience if you're not strictly doing this for yourself first.
Yep.
And like that was the real foundation of both sessions, honestly. Like Kenny was just like our emotional support partner.
Yep. He became a spicy prop, if you will.
Exactly.
It was the hand holding I needed to get through the first one to really be able just to like do me and only me in the second.
Yeah. So can we kind of backtrack? And I know that we're not going to speak fully for Kenny, but what has he shared with you going through that experience with you as well?
He absolutely loves these photos. Loves them. He will joke and giggle about how he got to wear his suit and be all sexy with it.
Yes.
He loves them. I told him at one point, because he just wanted to hang up all the photos of just me. I said, no, like you need to be in a few of these. This is looking a little...
I remember that.
Faulty if it's just photos of me everywhere. I said, like, you were there too. Please participate with me. Show those off.
Yeah.
And especially considering that we got engaged after the first shoot, It
Mhm.
really was just nice. Like, he looks back on those, he's like, I knew before then that we were gonna get married.
Oh my god.
And I was like, he said, no, I knew. He said, you needed time. You weren't ready. He said, but I knew. And I
Oh
was
my
like, okay, all right, all right.
We love a confident Kenny.
Yes. And he loved it. And I definitely think, even for his self esteem, seeing himself in this way,
Mhm.
I am taller than my husband. And
Mhm.
back then, and even now, sometimes there is definitely a little bit of a bias that people
Yeah.
put to that. And I love my short king. We definitely, the photos, they look great. And it really was a confidence boost for him, as for me, and then for us as a unit.
Mm. I love that so much. Okay, let's give everyone just kind of like a final piece of advice. So, for anyone watching, what do you want to share with them?
Do it. Pull the
Mm.
trigger. Get the shoot. At the end of the day, if you absolutely despise how it went, you don't need to post them anywhere. They're for you. They're for you. Take that chance on yourself. I think
Mm.
that we don't do that enough as people.
Yeah.
You really need to just kind of try to love yourself more and take a chance, treat yourself. If you need an excuse and someone to tell you to treat yourself, fine, treat yourself.
Here's your permission. But
Yeah,
also, you are going to love your experience and your photos, because when you
I
feel good about yourself and you feel confident within that experience, it's also about finding the right photographer that you feel comfortable and safe with to open up like that. There's no way that you're going to ruin photos by how you look, or whatever the excuse may be. You're going to come to that reveal and be like,
I cried both times.
yeah, I remember that. Oh my gosh. And I like, every time I see you guys cry, I'm just like, let me suck it back in.
Yeah, and that's, even from just our consultation call, like,
Mhm.
I knew you were a safe person to do this with. Like, I felt ready to kind of take that jump with you.
Mm.
I knew there wasn't judgment coming from your end. I felt safe to be in my underwear with you after a 15-minute phone call. Like,
No, I absolutely love that. I adore you. And I just feel so grateful that like you trusted me twice with this. And I am just always rooting for you. We're Facebook friends. So every time I see like any life updates, I'm just like, "Oh, there she goes. She's
yes,
flying." And like, I just love being able to be a part of your self-love journey, no matter how small that is. And just really seeing how like the confidence that you gained or grew from those experiences, like I can see has just expanded within your entire life. So I'm so grateful. And I just love that I get to keep an eye on you, like just from afar. And it's just been so amazing having you in the studio, so amazing having you here.
yeah.
And just thank you so much for
Thank
choosing
you
me.
for winding up on my page, because I loved every second of our time together.
Yeah, it's so crazy that you found me on TikTok. Like that was my very first video and it went viral. And I'm like,
Under like 200 likes by the time it clicked to me. Like, it was not high up there. It just,
no.
the algorithm said for you, especially right now.
Oh my God. I love that. Okay. Thank you so, so
Yeah.
much for joining me today. And just as a reminder for everyone else, if this did not convince you to book your own session, I am still doing that huge giveaway. And did you apply as well?
Not yet. I planned on it.
Okay, good. I'm going to scold you. You're going to go ahead and apply because you can win 3 huge prizes that are valuing over $11,000 of just like the whole entire session giveaway. Like I am giving it away.
I got that new
So
tattoo that I'm ready to show
I
off.
forgot. I remember that now. Yes, we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna bully you to apply. But thank you again so much for taking the time to chat, and we will see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oop.